Susie Vybiral, today's guest, is the founder and CEO of Redux, a nonprofit organization that transforms the rooms of children who have faced abuse. Room transformations give survivors a fresh start, helping to break cycles of abuse. She'll share insights about her work and her superpower. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe. Welcome to the Superpowers for Good show, where we empower you. Susie, thank you so much for joining me for this conversation.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we just love what you're doing at Redux and the impact you're having on kids' lives. So tell us about what you're doing at Redux.
We transform the rooms and lives of children who have faced abuse. We do this anonymously so the children never see us, and we do this in one day with the help of a lot of wonderful volunteers.
It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. One of the things that you've pointed out in this work is that oftentimes a kid's room is where they were victimized. And so sending them back in there day after day to relive the pain is just horrible. How did you come to kind of figure out this huge, huge problem?
I've always had a heart for children and for their well-being. And I'm a former family advocate. I used to work at a children's advocacy center, and every day I would hear the most unfathomable things that are happening to our children. And I would speak to the parent or caregiver, and they would say, she's in counseling. She's, starting to kind of open up, but she's not sleeping in her room. She's afraid, or he's not having friends over. He has no self-worth. And it seemed to make sense to me. Change their environment. They're going back to a room where abuse occurred, or there are triggers. But even if there aren't, even if it didn't happen in that room, it happened in a car or at a relative's house, they still deserve to know that they're loved and cared about by people who don't even know them. And maybe the world's not such a scary place.
Yeah, that's such a great point. It's so hard to think about kids that have been through these difficult circumstances. It's just painful. And so I was eager to have you on the show because helping kids that have been through this seems so challenging, and yet your efforts at Redux seem so perfectly tuned to helping them cope with, adjust to, and sort of live through what they've been through. Are you able to gather any stories after the fact? Can you share with us how kids feel after they have their rooms reduxed?
Absolutely. We get the best testimonials from parents and caregivers. We find that she hasn't slept in her room in 5 years, and now we can't get her out of her room, or his grades are better. He's standing taller and has more confidence. I hear from CPS caseworkers or their therapists and the parents and caregivers that they are more social, that they have more confidence in themselves. It's been a complete turnaround often for these children. And what's really neat is sometimes the children or the parents or both of them will come to a room transformation. It's almost full circle, which is really a neat thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So tell us a little bit about how it works mechanically. Tell us a little bit about the process.
Well, we get our referrals from counselors, therapists, psychologists, law enforcement. We're a referral source for the FBI, NCMEC, Homeland Security. We have to know that the children are in counseling for the trauma, or they've been through counseling for the trauma. That's imperative, because not only do we transform their room and put really cool stuff in it, we also talk to their therapists and find out what type of therapeutic tools would benefit the child in their room. So sometimes we put squishies, a bunch of squishies in their rooms, or fidget toys, a punching bag, meditation area, things like that, things that are going to bring them that calm healing that they're finding in therapy. We put it in their room. So when we get this referral, we contact the parent or caregiver, and we set a date to go assess the room when the child is not there. And we measure every wall, every window, every door. We take pictures of everything. And then we ask, what colors does she love? What colors does she hate? What does he want to be when he grows up? What is she into? What would they like in the room? And then we get a design together, start thinking, what can we do? And we put an Amazon wish list out. We make sure that people know that this room transformation is coming up. We set a date when the child's not going to be there, and we get the volunteers together. We name every room transformation so that we're not just throwing children's names around. And when room transformation day comes, it's the best day ever. It's the most exciting thing in the world. We start bright and early. We get there at 8 a.m. usually. And then we take everything out of the room and we start painting. We have put flooring in, light fixtures, new bedding, new furniture. It just runs the gambit. Lately, we've been putting a lot of mini fridges in children's rooms, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Makes me want one.
Oh, what I would have given for a mini fridge back in the day in my bedroom. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's what a wonderful process. Are you only able to do this near your home in Texas?
No, thanks for asking. Actually, this is world headquarters. We have 4 chapters in Texas, 2 in California, 1 in Oregon, Michigan, 2 in Ohio that are starting up, Nevada, Georgia, Louisiana, Missouri, and we are filing in the UK, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, Philippines, Israel, Australia, because it's a worldwide endemic. It happens to children everywhere. So
yeah, it is a tremendous problem. But what a powerful part of the solution, right? You talked about the importance of therapy, but it's easy to see how refreshing a room could really make a difference for kids, especially who've been victimized in the room. So just a brilliant model.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I realized during the pandemic that my little Zoom square was not the color I wanted it to be. It was a nice shade of blue. It's kind of boring. And so I painted my office Invigorate. And I like it to be just beautiful and pop and wonderful. And it makes me feel good to come in here. And that's what these children who have faced such horrible things, that's what they deserve too. They deserve this fresh start. They deserve to have a place where they feel good.
Now, L'Oreal Paris says that you're the bomb. Tell us a little bit about that award that you won.
Ooh, that was amazing. I'm still over the moon about that. Last year, I found out that I was one of 10 honorees for the L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth program. And that's out of over 5,000 submissions across the country. Amazing. And then there was a voting system all the month of November. And at a star-studded Hollywood red carpet event in December, it was announced that I was the national honoree. So Redux received a large grant from L'Oreal Paris. I absolutely love them. I've been a loyal client since, I'm going to say 40 years. That's a really long time. But this year, voting or nominations just closed last week. And so in the fall, we get to find out who the 10 honorees are for 2023. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, this is well, congratulations. Congratulations. We're happy for you. And I think it's a very appropriate reward. I think you've found a way for us to anonymously help and support kids who've been through a hellish experience and help them get that fresh start that they so desperately need and a healing place. I just really think you've hit the nail on the head here in so many ways. I'm so grateful that you're doing that because it's a hard thing to deal with. It breaks my heart to think about the kids, the suffering, and so I'm deeply touched by the work you're doing.
Thank you.
You are an amazing human being. What is your superpower?
Thank you. And you're an amazing human being too. I appreciate that. I think that I would say I feel that I'm an encourager. I feel like I've always been a very, very positive person. I definitely look at the positive sides of things, not in a Pollyanna style. I know that reality, there's reality, but I really like to encourage people to follow their bliss, to do what makes them happy. I have a hashtag, it's do all the things. I run Room Redux. I am getting my doctorate in psychology. I'm a doctoral candidate right now. If I can just get over that finish line, I'll be Dr. Seuss. I'm an efficient. I can marry you. I like to belly dance. I like to live life to the fullest. So I think that's definitely a superpower, because a lot of people, I feel like they kind of get stuck. This is the way it's always been. This is the way I am. This is the way my family was. But it doesn't have to be like that. You can actually live each minute. They say, oh, tomorrow's a new day. I say each minute is a new minute. You can change it over right now. Do that thing that you've always wanted to do. Make it happen. Life is short. Is that a good superpower?
That is a great superpower, that positivity that you bring, that energy, your passion for doing all the things. I wonder if you could think of a time, a specific example of when you accomplished something because of that positivity mindset, that do all the things kind of thing. Can you think of something that you are proud to have done because of that?
Of course, Room Redux pops into my mind first, because I have a wall hanging in my office that says, create the things you wish existed, which is what I have done. So there's that. But also, when my son started college at 16 years old, he's our COO of Room Redux. That was 2011, and I had not gone to college. So I thought, this is the time. I need to start college now. I wanted to be a psychologist, always did. So I rolled through my bachelor's, got that, went into my master's, and then straight into my doctorate now. So those accomplishments, I think, really have been monumental in my life. And it's really true. What one person can do, another person can do. It's never too late to start. All those cliches, they're true. They're absolutely true. And then, of course, with L'Oreal Paris, winning that, I honestly saw it every night. I saw that I was going to win every single night. I saw the room where it was going to happen. I heard the sound of the crowd. I could smell the smells of perfume and food. And then every night I would hear it announced, Susie Vybiral is the L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth National Honoree. And it happened just exactly how I knew it would happen. So
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Well, that's a great example. As you think about this superpower, clearly you have opportunities working with youth, thinking about psychology and studying it deliberately, and thinking about the volunteers you work with and your staff and your team. I mean, there's so many opportunities in your life to think about and to actually practice coaching people to develop this superpower for themselves. What do you tell people? How do they become more positive, more do anything kind of people?
I think a lot of it is how we are around other people. So I've been told that I have an effervescence about me. It's mostly my mom that says that, but it can become very infectious. I think we are who we surround ourselves with. Another cliche, but I believe that's absolutely true. And then also encouraging people and supporting people in a good way. Recently, I spoke to our local women's business conference to over 300 women. And some of the main things that I told everyone, whether I know them or not, if your tag's sticking out, I'm going to let you know. If you have lipstick on your teeth, I'm going to tell you. If your crown is crooked, man or woman, I'm going to let you know. To support, just offer that positivity in a world that sometimes can bring you down and make you feel like you're an imposter or make you feel like you're not doing enough. It's important to show that positivity and radiate positivity out there.
Oh, that's great. Great counsel. Great counsel. Well, Susie, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Before we wrap up, would you take a minute and tell people how they can learn more about Room Redux? Maybe there's a way for people to donate or volunteer. Tell us a little about that. And of course, people want to engage in your learn from, feel your positivity. So tell them how to follow you on social media, and if you're available for contact, tell people how they can contact you. Okay.
All right. You can go to our website, roomredux.org. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can find me personally, Susie Vybiral, on all three as well, and Twitter, I'm pretty sure. So all of those, you can email me, Susie, SUSIE, at roomredux.org. Reach out to me. Let me know if you want to be involved. We love for people to come and volunteer. It's the most fun work, hard work you'll ever have. We love for people to donate. We're always looking for recurring donors or sponsorships. It takes about $2,000 to $2,500 to fully transform a child's room, a child's life, which is nothing. So we love when we have companies sponsor those room transformations, and then sometimes they come out and volunteer at any of our chapters. So that's super fun. I will tell you one thing that we say is, if you have talked about Room Redux, shared, liked on social media, donated time, money, furniture, volunteered, done this, then you are Room Redux. Our hashtag is We Are Room Redux, because it takes all of us to transform the lives of children.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What a great message. What a great message. We are Room Redux. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Susie, for being here. We wish you every success in continuing to grow, expand, and help more children who have certainly deserve our compassion, love, and support.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Devin. I appreciate it. It's been great.
All righty. Let's do some good. Thank you for tuning in to the Superpowers for Good show. Twice each week, we host changemakers who share their impact, insights, and superpowers. Don't miss another episode. Subscribe today at superpowersforgood.com. That's superpowers, 4, good.com. Be super empowered. Get your copy of the book, Superpowers for Good, as an ebook, audiobook, paperback, or hardcover edition via your favorite online retailer. Interested in having me speak to your company, organization, or association? Visit devinthorpe.com. Then let's talk. Now, keep using your superpowers for good. Together, we can reverse climate change, improve global health, and eradicate poverty.